In the history books of Philippine Motorsports, this is your true nationwide championship series.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Here we go. This is your Motul Davao Grand Prix. Jongwei right here, and welcome to your Super Series Nationwide Championships. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the races. All right, and of course, this is the Underbone 155 Beginners category right here. Here we go. This is the opening stages of the race. And of course, we are scheduled for 10 laps of racing. Here we go. Here we go. And of course, we would like to thank Motul Infiniteserv. Thank you so much. And Motul Philippines. This is the start of your Visayas Mindanao Championships right here. And here we go. Who will take the first corner? J.R. Ogimas, Kim Jane Liorna, Prince Gabrines, and Jmar Antonio. Oh, there is a jump start, but we have to check on that one. There we go, taking on the inside. I think that's Jmar Antonio who started right here. And yellow flag right there. This is the opening stages of the race. We'll check on this rider right here. Of course, I think this is Kim J. Liorna. One of the, oh no, this is J.R. Ogimas. Oh, Kim J. Liorna, there we go. Taking on the first corner who shot a while ago. But Prince Gabrines, now we're going to check on who was that a while ago. That's Jmar Antonio right there. This is the opening stages of the race. Yeah, Prince Gabrines looking good right here. But look at that, Kim Jane Liorna. This is one of the promising riders right here in Mindanao. He was really all good during the Regional Underbone Grand Prix. Now, here at Super Series, and of course, we all know that Super Series is a nationwide championships, and we have lots of competitor, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao right there. It's a hot Sunday afternoon right here with us right here in Davao City. Kumusta po sila lahat dyan? And I hope everybody's doing well right here. Now, there we go. That is the gap right there with 2.805 from Prince Gabrines and Kim J. Leorna. Ayun. This is the opening stages. And of course, we are scheduled for 9 categories. Yeah, there we go. Fastest lap, Kim J. Leorna, 24.660 right there. And he is fast right here in the opening stages. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. And tell us where you're watching from right here. And of course, we all know that Super Series will not only be here in Davao, we're going to be in Panglao and we're going to be in Cebu as well. From this month, June. Oh, happy month of June. It's June 1st right here. So, first month of June, and we're gonna be until August. Wala pong Super Series sa Luzon. Lahat po nasa Bismin po tayo. And there you go. We are in lap number 4 right there. So far, so good right here for Kim J. Leorna. Medyo malayo-layo na tong gap na ginawa ni Kim J. Leorna. This is a 5.545 gap right there by Kim J. Leorna. Yun. So far, so good. Right here. That is the battle for third second. And J. Mar Antonio, that's 4168. Medyo malayo-layo na po yan. And of course, this is just a makeshift track. And this is where we normally hold our RUGP and regional autocross as well. There we go. Of course, thank you so much, Motul Philippines, Motul Infiniteserv. Maraming salamat po. And there we go. Fastest lap right here is J.R. Ogimas. Wow! Tingnan natin. Medyo malapit, medyo yung gap nila ni medyo konti lang to. That's 0.041. So tingnan natin itong si J.R. Ogimas if he could be able to make a move right here for the last podium position. And now Kim J. Leorna battle. This is the last lap right here for Kim J. Leorna. There we go. Now for the checkered flag right there. Kim J. Leorna right here for the checkered flag. Here we go. Winning the first one right here is Kim J. Leorna. There we go. Congratulations to Kim J. Leorna. We still have to check on the classification right here. Tingnan po natin kung ano pong mangyayari sa sa jump start a while ago. So we have to check on that one. Stand by for that. There we go. The winner is Kim J. Leorna. We're able to distinguish that one right there. So there you go. First win of the day is Kim J. Leorna winning this one right here. And of course, one of the up-and-coming riders here in Davao City. So congratulations as well to the brother. Grabe yung support ng brother nito, no? Si Mark Leorna, Superman Mel. Yeah, winning this one right here. So there we go. Superman Mel. Okay, so stand by. We will be right back for the next category. All right, welcome back everyone, and this is time for the Scooter 160 Open Club Race. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. There we go. We are just checking right now where are So I hope everyone is doing well in this hot Sunday afternoon right here. So I'm not quite sure if in your area, medyo ano ba kayo doon? Mainit ba? Umuulan ba? But of course, last weekend or last Super Series, medyo inulan po kami noon. So hoping that it won't happen this time. Okay, so now we're gonna check on our Scooter 160 Open. This is a club race right here. Chupi Maghano is the one on pole. Sean Rick De La Cruz in second. Vincent Coloma in third. Jones Colados in fourth. Prince Gabrines in fifth. Nuska Amer in sixth. There we go. We have 6 riders on the track right here. Welcome to your Motul Davao Grand Prix, presented to you by Motul Philippines and of course Motul Infiniteserv. Thank you so much. This is the 4th year of our partnership with Motul. There we go. We are here right now in NCC BP Mall in Davao City. And let's see who will take the first corner. Who'll shot right here? Chupi Maghano. Let's see. Or Sean De La Cruz. Here we go. Who will take first corner right there? Oh, we have a jump start. Sean De La Cruz taking on the first corner right there. That's Sean De La Cruz. Looking good. Chupi Maghano was able to grab second position, and there is a collision on that part of the track. There you go. But so far, so good for Sean De La Cruz right here. So we have a jump start. We have to check on that. But so far, so good right here. So this is Sean De La Cruz right there taking on Chupi Maghano. Medyo hindi agad umarangkada yung motor niya kanina. So yeah, but I checked. There was a little bit of a movement right there. So we have to check on our race director if there is indeed a jump start right there. But right now, Sean De La Cruz with a 1.354 gap right there up against Chupi Maghano, who started in second. So Sean De La Cruz started on second, and Chupi Maghano was on pole position. So there we go. That is our battle for first. There we go. This is a tight race. This is going to be a tight race. And the gap right there is 0.471. So tingnan natin if he'll be able to make a move right there. But so far, so good. That is quite a quick one. And they're about to be overlapped. Let's see, ganun po kabilis yung pace nila. But of course, there you go. Prince Gabrines with a 5.78 gap right there. So, mabilis yung kanilang takbo. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Jongwoo here of the Racing Line TV. You're watching Motul Grand Prix of Davao City, and there is a problem on the track. He has to move out. There we go. So Chupi Maghano. So the lap right there. So medyo yun, 11 seconds na yung gap. Medyo malayo na. Let's say, but these two right here are really battling for position. Tingnan natin. Chupi Maghano, will he be able to make a move right there? Medyo, yan, 0.274. So, let's see if Chupi will be able to make a move. Let's try to focus on this one right here. The acceleration power of Sean De La Cruz bike is quite good right here. So, looking at their times, medyo maliit lang talaga yung difference ng times nila doon sa time trial. So, maraming factor po yung time trial kanina. So, we'll never know if there is really a factor that is why Sean De La Cruz is breaking away right now. Yun. So, gumib up na po si Chupi Maghano. So, he's gonna give this to Sean De La Cruz. There we go. That is the gap right there at 2.124. So now for the checkered flag right here. Rick De La Cruz winning this one right here. There we go. And Chupi Maghano taking on second position. There we go. And the rest of the pack, let's say, pwede pa. Last podium position there, right there. Prince Gabrines, Jones Colados, Vincent Coloma, and Nuska Mer. Hindi po nakatapos dahil dun sa problem with his muffler. Sean De La Cruz right here, winning this one. Here we go, Sean De La Cruz winning this one right here. This is the Scooter 160 Open category. There we go, Sean De La Cruz. Congratulations to Sean De La Cruz for winning this one right here. Of course, we will be right back. All right, welcome back. This is the Super Underbowl Limited SP category. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. John Uy right here, and Cyrus Cabigo, Steven, Ngita, Mama. All right, tell us where you're watching from. Mayang hapon sa tanan. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Motul Davao Grand Prix here in Davao City, of course. And just like what I mentioned a while ago, that this is the start of your Visayas Mindanao Championships, and we are going to be all the way right here up to Cebu City, and we will be back in Luzon on September. Here we go. Mark Leorna, Ben Maligro, Ken Kalugay, and Carl Morta, who will take first corner right here. Oh, Ken Kalugay, medyo napawili siya doon. But look at that, Ken Kalugay was able to grab second position right there. Wow, nice one right there. Ben Maligro, let's see if he can recover right here. Mark Leorna that was a good release right there by Mark Leorna. There we go. Ken Kalugay with a 2.68 gap right there. So Ken Kalugay started on third, was able to grab that. So Carl Morta climb up to third, and Ben Maligro, who started on second, medyo bumaba siya sa fourth. Let's see if he'll be able to make a move right here. Tingnan natin, Ben Maligro having problems on the track right there. So that is a battle for second right here. So battle for first is Mark Leorna and Ken Kalugay. Now looking at their times, fastest lap right here is Mark Leorna, 23.721. Oh, he improved that one further right there, 23.649 for Mark Leorna, and the gap right there is 4.150. He is literally breaking away right now. Look at that, Mark Leorna, medyo pa. This is already second fastest lap right here. Now the gap is 4.510. Umakyat yung gap. Though, nagkamali ng konti si Mark doon. Tingnan natin if Ken Kalugay will be able to make a move or maybe capitalize on that. So he is closing in right now. And look at the gap right here. It's medyo malalaki yung mga gaps nila. But si Ben Maligro, let's see if he'll be able to make or break right here. So medyo nagigirian sila ngayon ni Carl Morta. There we go. Ken Kalugay, medyo we are on the fourth lap already. So let's see if Ken Kalugay will be able to catch up right here. But so far, that is the gap we are looking at. Yes, ayun. So 4.2222. Si Ben Maligro, let's see, kahit na last podium position, I hope he'll be able to make a move right there. But so far, with 2 laps to go, Mark Leorna is breaking away once again with a 5.127. There we go. So far, so good. There we go. They are closing in. So Ben Maligro still on that corner. Sayang yung kanina si Ben Maligro. Medyo maganda sana yung position niya. Now we are on the checker flag right there. Mark Leorna winning this one right here. Let's see who's gonna take on that one right there. Wow. So Ben Maligro slide down to fourth. Carl Morta climb up to third. Ken Kalugay climb up to second. And Mark Leorna winning this one right there. There we go. Mark Leorna. Wow. Pati yung kapatid niya, nanalo din kanina. So itong magkapatid nito, these are one of the, top racers that we are going to to look onto. All right. Ano to, Sylvester? Kalmorta, huwag kalimutang magkaon. Ngita imong wow. All right, here we go. There we go. Mark Leorna winning this one right here. So congratulations to Mark for grabbing that one right there. Here we go. So, congratulations to Mark Leorna. And we will be right back. All right, welcome back. This is the Scooter 160 Open GP. There we go. Taking on pole is Joven Milania. I bet you know that name, and also the name after that, Nico Nambatak. Of course, John Roy Narciso, John Michael Borilla, John Redoble, and Ricardo Candia. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, merong nasiraan. Sino ba to? That's Ricardo Candia. Okay, good afternoon everyone, and I think it's going to rain in a while, but I hope that it's not still a light right here. Here we go. Look at that. Joven Milania making sure he's gonna shut down the door in the first corner, and that's John Michael Borilla. Here we go. This is the opening stages of your Scooter 160 GP. So far, so good right here. That's Milania and John Michael Borilla. Let's see. followed by, that is John Redoble. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Itong tatlo dito ngayon, tingnan natin, medyo nahuli kanina si Nico ng Batak. There we go. That is a .647. That is the gap right there. Let's see. There we go. Joven Melania looking good, looking strong. And of course, this is one of the V-Man riders that are really one of the top riders from V-Man. But right now, the gap medyo lumalaki. That's, whoa, look at that. Nico ng Batak coming out from nowhere. Wow, on the inside. That was a bold move from Nico ng Batak. We have to check on that one again right there. But so far, now Nico ng Batak set his eyes right here on John Borilla. Wow, grabe, Nico ng Batak bigla lang sumulpot sa sa likod ni John Redoble. Let's see, Nico ng Batak. There we go, that's a battle for second. That's Nico ng Batak and John Michael Borilla once again on the inside. Wow, look at that. Same yung ginawa niya on the inside, but John Borilla was able to defend that well right there. Wow, tingnan natin. One more time. We are now on lap number 6 right here. Here we go. Another one right there. Tingnan natin. On the outside. Now, John Borilla is good enough to shut down the door on the inside. But let's see. We still have 4 laps to go in this race. So, but of course, our race leader, Joven Melania, no one's bothering him right here. Of course, these 2 riders right there, medyo nagigirian talaga. And now, Redoble is making a move on the inside. This is going to be interesting. Look at that, the battle of John Borilla and Redoble right here. Let's see. So now it's raining right here. Here we go. All right, so it's drizzling right here on the racetrack. So let's see if we'll be able to find a way. I hope the race will not hamper this one. But right now, John Borilla and Nico ng Batak on the inside right there. Look at that, Nico ng Batak very determined to get this one right here. Now for the checkered flag right here. Here we go, checkered flag, Joven Melania. Here we go. For the win, Joven Melania. And John Redoble and Nico ng Batak. Wow. That was a nice race right there. But of course, hindi po niya nakaya. There we go. All right, John Redoble, Joven Melania winning right here. Congratulations, Joven Melania. right, sorry for the delay. We're just being rained right here, but of course, tuloy po ang laban. Here we go. We have the Honorable 155 Limited Intermediate category. And good afternoon, everyone. Jongo here, and welcome to your Motul Grand Prix of Davao. We are scheduled for 8 laps of racing right here. So we're gonna cut down the number of laps right here. There we go. Deo Pondok on pole, John Roy Narciso, John Michael Burilla, Nico Nambatak, JY Galang, and JM Morales. Here we go. Scheduled for 8 laps of racing. We're gonna trim down the number of laps right here. So, ano tayo? Let's see. That's Deo Pondok, John Roy Narciso, JY Galang, John Michael Burilla, Nico Nambatak, and JM Morales. We are scheduled for 8 laps of racing. Yep, good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Of course, it's raining, but it's okay. Here we go. This is it. 8 laps of racing. There we go. Look at that. Deo Pondok was able to shut down the door right there from John Roy Narciso. This is the opening stages of your Super Underboard 155 Limited or 155 Limited Intermediate. There we go. There was a melee on the second corner as Deo Pondok and John Roy Narciso escaped that one. There we go. That is the gap right here. So Deo Pondok and John Roy Narciso, we have a yellow flag. I think that is J.M. Morales. Tingnan natin ano nangyari doon. This is your Underboard 155 Limited Intermediate category. That's John Roy Narciso. That's JY Galang. Problems there on his bike. So it's a jump pack Sunday afternoon crowd right here. Good afternoon, everybody. And welcome po sa Davao Grand Prix of your Super Series Nationwide, presented to you by Motul. Thank you so much, Motul. Yep, there we go. That is the gap right there. John Roy Narciso on Deo Pondok. Medyo nagigirian po sila ngayon. That is the gap. The gap right now is 0422. That is now the gap right here. So medyo a matter of time to ngayon kay John Roy Narciso if he'll be able to find a way to make on the inside. But if napanood nyo kanina, ang ganda ng laban ni Nico Nambatak at saka si John Michael Burilla, where Nico Nambatak was able to grab that one on the inside. Let's see if Deo Pondok or John Roy Narciso will be able to Narciso will be able to grab that one right there on the inside. Now, there is a back marker. Back marker na po tayo dito ngayon. So, now looking at medyo malayo na po si Nico ng Batak. That is an 8.853 seconds. There we go. Medyo ano na yung gap nila. We are now on the last lap of the race. Here we go. Here we go for the checkered flag as Deo Pondok winning this one right there. There we go. Deo Pondok winning this one, followed by John Roy Narciso. And who else? There we go. Nico Nambatak taking on that one right there. For third, John Michael Murillan. Fourth, J.M. Morales and J.Y. Galang. Oh, J.Y. Galang pala nagka-problema kanina. So, there we go. That is the results right here. But as Deo Pondok winning this one right here from BM 111. There we go, Deo Pondok. So BM 111 is that's Bornok Mangosong Racing Team. There we go. All right, Deo Pondok winning this one right here. Congratulations to Deo Pondok. There we go, winning his first win this year for Super Series. Congratulations, there you go. We will be right back. All right, we are back. This is your Super Underwood 155 Open SP. This is SP category. We have Mark Liorna on pole, followed by Chupi Maghano in second, JY Galang in third, Ben Maligro and Sean De La Cruz. So let's see, that was Ben Maligro and Sean De La Cruz. Medyo nakagirian nung last race. So let's see if they will be able to, alam mo na, make a comeback in this race. Who will take first corner right here? Here we go. That is Mark Leorna, followed by Chupi Maghano. Chupi Maghano a while ago, hindi siya naka-arangkada dun sa simula. So tingnan natin if kakayanin ba ito niya. Wow, look at that, Chupi Maghano. Now it's time. No. Okay, Mark Leorna was able to grab that one right there. So Mark Leorna in the opening stages of this race. There we go. So far, so good right here for Mark Leorna, followed by Chupi Maghano. Oy, bumagsak si Chupi Maghano. Sayang naman yon. Medyo maganda sana yung pinapakita niya kanina. So, let's see. This is the opening stages right here of the Underbowl 155 Open SP Divisional. Yeah, that's team neutral. Ganda naman ng mga racing suit ng mga ito. That is Mark Leorna, followed by JY Galang. There we go. Mark Leorna right there. So looking at their respective times right here. And JY Galang, that's 2.141. That is the gap right there by Mark Leorna. JY Galang, 2.141. All right, good afternoon everyone. Jongo here and welcome to your Motul Super Series Nationwide Championships, and you're watching Motul Grand Prix of Davao. There you go. But so far, Mark Leorna with a 1.728 gap right there. Medyo maganda yung pinipakita niya. Is this going to be his second win of the day? So we'll find it out. Chupi Maghano, maganda sana yung nangyari kay Chupi. Kaso bumagsak siya on the first quarter. Medyo nagigigil si Chupi kanina. But nevertheless, that was the result right there. So he's currently on 5th position. Yep, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to your Motul Grand Prix of Davao City. Medyo inuulan po tayo, but of course, rain or shine, patuloy po yung karera. We are good. Oh, somebody went into the pits. I think that's Ben Maligro. So problems there on his bike, I think. But so far right here, that is JY Galang and Sean De La Cruz. The gap right there is 4.334. JY Galang and Sean De La Cruz, that is the gap, as Leorna and JY Galang, 2.428 gap right there. Medyo malayo-layo na rin ng konti yun. So, here we go. Hoping that Leorna, so now, there we go for the checkered flag. Slowly but surely, checkered flag right there. Whoa! Pinapasok niya si JY Galang. Wow! Galing. Okay That was something. So JY Galang winning this one right here. Mark Leorna gave that away to teammate JY Galang. There we go. So JY Galang right there winning this one. We often don't see this one. Medyo paminsan-minsan lang ito nakikita right here. So, yun. Wow, J.Y. Galang winning this one right here. Giving that to Mark Leorna. Yeah. All right. What a race for these two teammates. All right. Giving you the result right here. Mark Leorna in second. Sean De La Cruz in third. Chupi Magano is fourth. Ben Maligro in fifth. There we go. As J.Y. Galang completes his winning run right there. So, gents, we will be right back. All right, here we go. This is your Super Underboard Open GP on pole. That is Efraim Monahon. Coming in second right here, that is Dustin Esguerra. Coming in third, that is Deo Pondok. Coming in fourth, that is JP Ovidencio. And of course on fifth, that is John Michael Borilla. Here we go. We are scheduled for 10 laps of racing. Wow, this is the opening of your super categories. This is the 155 Open GP category. Here we go. Alright, so kung napanood nyo kanina sana yung aming time trial, maganda yung time trial ni Efraim Monahon and Dustin Esguerra. But this time, this is the cream of the crop right here. Let's see who will take first corner, whole shot right here. Monahon, Esguerra, or Pondok. This is it. Here we go. Who will take first corner, whole shot? This is it. We are scheduled for 10 laps of racing. A good start right there, but Efraim Monahon shutting the door, and look at that. Who is that one on the inside? That is JP Ovidencio. Was caught on traffic. Now he slid down to last position and he went down. So now the opening is Monahon, Esguerra, and Pondok. This is your 1, 2, 3 right here, right now. Here we go. This is Honda versus Yamaha. So we have one Honda up front and two Yamaha on the back. Another Yamaha on fourth, and of course another Honda on the fifth position. That is JP Ovidencio right here. We are, now look at that, fastest lap right here for Efraim Monahon, 24. Oh, ang pinakamabilis mo na lap dito is 21, but Monahon is looking good, looking strong. Dustin Esguerra with a 0.472. Monahon is poised to win this one right here. Wow, gabe. This is going to be battle until the last lap. Efraim Monahon looking good with a 0.409. Esguerra, grabe si Dustin. Hindi talaga ito tatantanan si Efraim Monahon. This is the battle of poise right here. And we are on lap number 3. So we are running on 10 laps right here. We have shortened this race due to the rain right here. Look at that. Look at the strategy of Monahon. Oh, medyo nagdahan-dahan siya doon. But tingnan natin if Monahon will be able to break away. But so far, Dustin is indeed strong. So, wow, Deo Pondok is just on the side. Currently third. Yung gap ni Deo Pondok right here is 1.38. But si Monahon, look at that. Oh, fastest lap si JP Ovidencio. Tingnan natin. JP Ovidencio on the fastest lap right here. Let's see if he'll be able to catch up right here. But I doubt. But so far right here, this two, palit yung gap right here. 0.386, 0.438 na ngayon. Wow. Basta ganitong type of racetrack, of course, all praise to Efraim Monahon right here. So, this is what he has been doing. Now, Dustin Esguerra is also pretty good at this type of track. So, tingnan natin. But, I think Monahon has a faster bike right here. And he is racing on, nobody's pressuring him. O wala pong delay sa kanya. So, ang nagpe-pressure sa kanya ito si Dustin lang. Malayo pa po yung back marker natin. Now, we are on lap number 8. There we go. Onahon shuts the door on the inside. Wow, this is going to be a Deo Pondok 1.672. Deo is just holding on to this third position. But of course, Onahon right here. Fastest lap natin, JP Obidencio pa rin. There we go, Efraim Onahon, race leader right there. With a 0.864 gap right. Yeah, 8.54 gap right there. Wow. Efraim Onahon looking good, looking strong. Is it for the checkered flag right here? Efraim Onahon winning this one. Dustin Isguera coming in second. Deo Pondo coming in third. There we go. Wow, look at that. What a nice race. John Michael Bulia and JP Obidencio. So si JP medyo naipit na siya kanina sa doon sa papasok ng third corner. So yun. Now Efraim Onahon, win number 1 for the Honda Project M. Win number 1 for Davao GP. There we go. Wow, Efraim Onahon. Efraim Onahon looking good right here with 1 win. All right, so stand by for the next category as we are looking at Efraim Onahon's victory lap. Your winner for your Super Underbone 155 Open GP from Honda Project M. All right, we will be right back. All right, here we go. This is your Super Scooter 125 SP on pole. That is John Roy Narciso. Coming in second, that's Kurt Luis Ledeño. Coming in third, that's Ray Mark Lintuan. Coming in fourth, that's Jones Colados. In fifth, Kenneth Aguelo. And of course, JR Ogimas. That completes your 6 riders for your Motul Scooter 125 Limited SP. Here we go. All right. Who will take first corner? Narciso, Ledeño, or Lintuan? This is going to be 8 laps of racing. All right, here we go. Narciso, Ledeño, Lintuan, Colados, Aguelo, or Ogimas. 8 laps of racing right here. Here we go. Here we go. Who will take first corner? Who'll shot? Whoa, look at that. John Roy Narciso shuts the door, and there is a melee on this corner. Here we go. John Roy Narciso, Kurt Ledeño, looking good right there. This is the opening stages of the race. Now, there is a rider down on the stretch. Medyo hindi po sila nagkita-kita nung katabi niya kanina. So, yun po. Medyo, oh, rider down once again. The same rider. Wow. Now, John Roy Narciso break away right here. Look at the gap right there. That is a 2.356 gap right there. John Roy Narciso with a very huge gap from Kurt Luis Ledeño, and of course, John Roy Narciso clocking in the fastest right here. Wow, 24.310 with a 59.2 kilometers per hour on this track. Nice one there. John Roy Narciso looks like it's just a walk in the park for him right here. There we go. We are now on lap number 3 right here. Oh, there is a brewing matchup right here. This is between the battle for second. This is between Ledeño and Jones Colados. Yes, there we go with a gap of 0.410. So, Kurt Luis Ledeño and Jones Colados, medyo maganda tong laban ito ngayon. Oh, on the inside! Wow! Galing, mag-squeeze siya on the inside. But let's see if he can do that again. Medyo, he is on the wrong timing right there. But it's just a matter of timing now. On the inside, will he be able to make on the inside? Nothing right there. But still, we are now on lap number 5. Wow, a while ago, medyo medyo maganda yung pinakita ni Jones Colados, but right now, I'm not quite sure if he'll be able to catch up right here. There we go. It's just a matter on how are you going to get past on that last corner. Medyo yan po yung yung crucial doon sa last corner. There we go. That is the battle for second with a 7.54. Oh, tingnan natin. Nagbanggaan pa itong dalawa. Dapat, yes. Here we go. One lap right now for the... There we go. With a 10.261 gap right there. John Roy Narciso is going to get this one right here for the checkered flag. Winning this one is John Roy Narciso with a very huge gap right there. That is a, wow, the gap. That is a 15.357 gap from John Roy Narciso to the Kurt Luis Ledeno. All right, there we go. So before that one, I'm going to show you the classification right here. There we go. That's John Roy Narciso coming in, race winner in this category. Kurt Luis Ledeno in second, Jones Colados in third, Kenneth Aguelo in fourth, J. Rogimas on fifth, and Ray Mark Lintuan on sixth. Wow, there we go. There we go, John Roy Narciso. We will be right back. All right, here we go. This is your Super Underbone Limited GP. Efraim Unahon on pole. Coming in second is Dustin Esguerra. Number 3 is Deo Pondok. Coming in number 4 is JP Obidencio, and of course John Michael Borilla. This is a 12-lap race for your Super Underbone GP category. Here we go. This is your last race of the day. Here we go. Who will take first corner? There we go. Who will take first corner right here? Here we go. We are scheduled for 12 laps of racing. This is it. Unahon, Esguerra, Pondok, who will take first corner. A good one right there for Efraim Unahon. And look at that, Deo Pondok on the inside as JP Obidencio was able to grab there on the inside. But he was slice in the inside. A same scenario as what happened right there in the opening stages of the first race. Wow, and there we go. Whoa, John Borilla went down. Here we go. Efraim Munaon was able to grab that one. First position, Dustin Esguerra, Deo Pondok, JP Ovidencio, same order as the other one right there. Oh no, that was what happened a while ago. So parang ganun lang yung nangyari kanina. There we go. Look at that. We have Honda, Yamaha, Honda, and Yamaha. 5 top racers in Davao right here. And of course, not only Davao, also in Manila. And that is Dustin Esguerra was able to grab that one right there. Here we go. This is lap number 3. And Dustin Esguerra, medyo maganda pinapakita ni Dustin dito. Wow, 22.425. He was able to do the same in his time trial as Deo Pondok, also closing in right here on Dustin Esguerra. Here we go. Dustin Esguerra with a 1.58 gap right there. So that is the gap, 1.599 gap right there. Dustin Esguerra and Efraim Munahon. There we go. That's Dustin Esguerra. That is a battle for second. Deo Pondok and Dustin Esguerra right there. Now, our race leader is medyo malayo-layo na ng konti right here. So, of course, the fastest lap. Oh, Deo Pondok grabbed the fastest lap at 22.298. There we go. That's Deo Pondok and Dustin Esguerra. 0.396. That is the gap nilang dalawa dyan. So, problem there on Deo Pondok. But Efraim Munahon is threading this racetrack very well. Wow, grabe. Grabe ang ginawa. So, medyo ano talaga itong ginawa ni Efraim Munahon right here. But of course, Deo Pondok is trying to make a move on Dustin Esguerra right here. So, tingnan natin. Actually, ang ginagamit na motor ni Dustin is the bike of Deo Pondok, if I'm not mistaken, or the bike of Bornok Mangosong. There we go. Efraim Munahon. Battle for first, yeah. There we go. Efraim Munahon with a 1.539 gap right there. So this is our race leader right here. Efraim Munahon. Medyo malayo-layo na to. But of course, lumalapit ba si... Oh, problems on Deo Pondok. Naunahan ni JP Ovidencio. What happened right there? Oh no, what happened right there? JP Ovidencio, nagkamali yata si Deo Pondok. Now, JP Ovidencio right here. That is a battle for third. JP Ovidencio and Deo Pondok. Tingnan natin, itong dalawang rider nito. Medyo nagigirian. And we both know that these two riders, one of the top two riders here in Mindanao. And they're battling for position right here. Now, for the last lap, let's see if Efraim or Deo Pondok will be able to grab this one right there. Race leader with a 1.544 gap for the last lap of the race. Here we go. Wow. For the race leader right here, that is Efraim Munahon for the win. Race leader Efraim Munahon right there. Dustin Esguerra, JP Ovidencio, and Deo Pondok. Wow, what happened right there? Ayun. We did it. Here we go. Efraim Munahon, second win for the day. Dustin Esguerra, second podium position. And JP Ovidencio taking on this next position. There we go. Efraim Manahon right here. Winning this one right here. Wow. Of course, race chairman Alcamba. There you go. That's it for this afternoon. Thank you so much, everybody. It was a nice race. Despite the rain, we're able to give you a very nice race right here. So there we go. Efraim Onahon, win number 2 right here for Onahon for this Motul Davao Grand Prix. There we go. Rider number 44, second win of the day from Honda Project M. There we go, Efraim Onahon. From Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. What a nice one right there for Efraim Onahon. There we go. All right. Yeah, there we go. Efraim Onahon winning this one right here. So it is a there we go from Honda Project M. All right, that's it for us. Thank you so much, everybody. It was a great race. Maraming salamat po sa lahat. And thank you so much. And that's it. We will see you in Panglao, Bohol for your Panglao Grand Prix. That's going to be on, checking my schedule right here. That's going to be on July 6th. We will be in Panglao, our favorite racetrack. So maraming salamat po, everybody. Thank you so much. And hope to see you on the next one. On behalf of our race chairman, Alcamba, race director, Yoy Solon, technical crew, racing line, maraming salamat. Of course, Inside Racing Nation, staff and crew are working today. Maraming salamat din. Thank you so much, everybody. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a safe ride home. Jongwei right here. Don't forget to share your passion.
history books of Philippine motorsports. This is your true nationwide championship series.